I'm placing some veneer strips of, I think this is ebony, and it's vertical grained, and it's going into this pedestal part, the upper molding, crest molding on the Seymour piece, secretary bookcase, and I've got some strips that I cut, and I'm just placing them. I started in the middle and I'm going in both directions out with kind of a mirror image. Here's the little strip that I'm using, and sometimes I have to just square it off a little bit. And so this will go in here, and that means I want to get glue back to about that far. And the first thing I do is put a little glue on the back side of this. This is hot hide glue. This is the back side that'll go down, and then I'll coat this surface here. And then turn this over and place it in its position, butting it up with the previous piece, and just squeeze it down a little bit. But then I want to get the glue on the top surface here to settle that down, lubricate it a little bit when I press on it. Press on that joint, and then squeeze out some glue just with pressure. There'll be some finials and other decoration that goes up on the top of this molding assembly here. Then I'll try to get a little bit of that excess glue off of there. Save me trying to scrape it all later when it's hardened. So I just use a chisel here to just skim off the surface. Now there's going to be glue on these little coves or flutes or whatever, beads here, that I'll just have to get off with scraper blades and files and what have you. That'll all harden up. Okay, so now I'm ready to do another piece down here. Oops, I see a bubble right here. And I may have to apply heat. But let's see if I can get that bubble down. I could use the veneer hammer, but I don't think that's any better than my fingers. Well, it's stuck right now. Hopefully that will stay. Let me get rid of some of that excess glue again. Yeah, that looks good. I fastened this molding down to this secondary wood framework with screws in this flat area. I knew I was going to cover that flat area with the veneer, so the screws are hidden finally. Okay, here's another piece. Square that off a little bit. And this flips like this. So I will coat the bottom of this. And then coat the molding. And then flip this over, and I got a little tiny piece that's I'm gonna have to work with. Chip off this molding on the end. See if I can get this whole thing down on here with that little chip. Yeah, it stayed so far. Where's my rag? Try this hammer again. Okay, that's pretty good. Now the next piece is going to be a short one. I'm not entirely sure that the original piece was using ebony up here, but there is, in the pictures, it is a strong, dark, vertical grain. It could have been some crotch mahogany, I'm not sure, but I think this will work well, be a high contrast. So I've got to finish off the end here, and then I'll flip this over and put the veneer into the side pieces.